and bombarding towns and villages is prohibited under international law and may amount to war crimes. The agency says all violations need to be investigated and those responsible must be held accountable. The United Nations Security Council met today to discuss Russia's claims the U.S. is engaged in what it calls military biological activities in Ukraine. The UN has said it has received no information that would back up that claim. The U.S. calls Russia's assertion preposterous, warning it is Russia that may be planning to use such weapons against Ukrainians.
I know that you expect me to respond, but we're not going to give any more airtime to the lies that you're hearing today. It's beneath this council, and there's only one aggressor here, and that is Russia. And we hope they will be able to find it in their conscience to end the attacks and stop the suffering of the Ukrainian people.
A sports center in Warsaw has been transformed into a shelter as Ukrainian refugees stream into the Polish city. Cots are laid out in a huge arena while other areas are filled with piles of donated diapers, clothes, and other items. The UN says more than 2.5 million people have now fled Ukraine. Poland's border guard agency says more than 1.5 million of those refugees have entered the country. And Prime Minister Justin Trudeau spoke to reporters in Poland as he wrapped up a tour of Europe, where he met with allies to discuss the response to Russia's invasion of Ukraine.
This isn't just about Ukraine, although of course it is about Ukraine. It's also about demonstrating that you cannot violate fundamental principles of the international order, like territorial integrity or sovereignty of a neighboring country, and expect to get away with it.
Russian billionaire Roman Abramovich is among 5 more oligarchs Canada has added to its sanctions list for their close ties to President Vladimir Putin. Abramovich is a major shareholder in Evraz, a British company that operates a steel mill in Regina. He is also the owner of Britain's Chelsea Soccer Club, but has been sanctioned by the UK government and says he will sell the team. Trudeau is heading back home after visiting Poland, Germany, Latvia, and the UK. The trip was aimed at working with other leaders to ramp up pressure on Russia to end its attack on Ukraine. Trudeau promised that Canada will stand with NATO partners against Russian aggression and welcome Ukrainian refugees.
Well, Canada's automotive supply industry is offering jobs to Ukrainians fleeing Russia's invasion of their country. Flavio Volpe, head of the Canadian Automotive Parts Manufacturers Association, shared on Twitter that those who would like a career in the auto sector should reach out to the association and they will match qualified candidates with employers. He says the industry is facing a labor shortage and lots of positions are being filled by temporary workers right now.
A lot of these people will be seeking refugee status, and if they're matched up with an employer with work that goes unfulfilled by Canadians, they can get work permits and they could go to work right away. It's one of the small things I think that we can do as a society here is to say, look, donations are good, and a safe shelter is very good, but let's also help you put down some roots here in an industry that really wants you.
This is Live at 5.